Hi Cancer, welcome to your quantum reading with me, Jocelyn, the Quantum Queen. So Cancer, let me get through my normal intro. Feel free to fast forward if you guys are sick of hearing this. This is for Cancer, Sun, Moon, or Rising. And as always, welcome to my cross watchers. And cross watcher, you could be dealing with a Cancer and the message could be for you directly. So feel free to take it however it resonates to you and your situation. And keep in mind that these are general readings, so if it doesn't resonate with you, it's probably not your message. So don't try to force it to your situation, okay? If you guys would like to book a one-on-one reading with me, you can find my information down below in the description box. And just thank you guys so much for liking, subscribing, and to those who have made donations, I appreciate that so much. Cannot even tell you how much. And guys, make sure when you hit the subscribe button that you also tap the bell off to the side so you get notifications when I go live, which isn't that much these days, but it will get more, I promise you guys. Once I settle down a little bit more, then I probably will do some more lives. Just things are a little bit hectic with how much I switch locations, okay? So, Cancer. Okay, so here we've got the horse. So it could be an earth sign that you're dealing with, a Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. But more than anything, I'm actually going to say a little bit that is... No. Let me wait a bit before I just full on go off on that, okay? And bear with me, guys, because I'm still, like, getting used to this camera setup, so I keep, like, double-checking it and stuff. So, Cancer, what I was kind of getting in the pre-shuffle and the message from you guys is, I love you guys so much. I was getting that either you guys did reach out and communicate with someone, or you're about to. And I'm pretty much here to dive into that because I was getting, whoever this is for, it's a very specific Cancer out there that either you did reach out, okay, or you like are about to. And here's pretty much what's going to happen if you do, okay? So there's the communication. Here we've got the hummingbird card, which I love. Somebody else got the hummingbird too today. And it could be an air sign. You're also dealing with an Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. And what did I say? There's always this crazy connection between Gemini and Cancers on my channel. I don't know what it is, but I always make that connection. Okay, so there's the communication kind of coming in out of nowhere. All right, but it's funny. The communication is going to happen out of nowhere, but I think Cancer, that you or the other person, whoever this applies to, they already know that it's coming in because of how much you guys are like psychically connected. This is a very magical pairing, just with the third eye right there. You see that with the horse, how they have like that third eye just turned on and peaked. This connection is very like deep and telepathically connected. They already knew that the communication was coming in, okay? Straight up, they knew what was coming, and so, like, oh, interesting. Okay, yeah. My Cancers. So here we've got the Panther. I think that this is going to bring out a lot of emotions. For some of you, it might, like, not go so well, okay? Because here we've got fire. Now, for some of you, it could also be an Aries, Leo, Sag. But what I'm getting, Cancer, is I think you had kind of an expectation, and maybe not. Maybe you kind of got to the point, if you're the one reaching out, which actually I'm going to stick with that you're the one, either you have reached out to someone for some communication during Mercury retrograde, and that's why I also think it happened during Mercury retrograde, just because of this fire. And for some reason, I always just associate like the fire element with Mercury retrograde. Probably. And I really do need to memorize the planets better, but I'm pretty sure Mercury, doesn't it rule Sagittarius or something? I could be totally wrong on that, so please don't judge me. But I always associate Mercury retrograde with fire just because of the impulsivity that comes with it. you know, kind of, it's all about action, and Mercury retrograde is all about slowing down and thinking before the action, okay? Now, since we've got air, earth, and fire on the table here, I want to say that it wasn't a very emotional conversation, okay? There was a lot of emotions that were withheld, which is why, if you guys saw, I didn't pull it out, but I saw the camel card that was wanting to pop out. And I think that's kind of the clarification right there. The camel card is also another fire card. So again, there's like this action, but all of the emotions are being withheld at this point. Because it's kind of like, the connection is there, you guys are both aware of it, but at this point, it's kind of like there's more logic and groundedness, and there's just more logic and intellect when it comes to the dynamic between the two of you. Like, there's been a lot of emotions that are detached, I think, between the two of you, because the situation that's happening is that it's still just, it is what it is. I don't think that a lot of things have changed. I think one person here, and I want to say it's the hummingbird, whoever this is, they're coming across where they're making a lot of changes, okay? But this person, which I find is kind of interesting, I don't feel like the horse has moved at all. Wherever they're at in life, they are there. Just because of that earth sign, I want to say that they're absolutely committed to something going on in their life, and they're not able to do anything about where they're currently at. Kind of. And that's where I'm going to call this out in a way, is because this person hasn't been making the changes that they know they need to make. They've kind of just like surrendered in a way, and maybe just kind of settled down into their routines, and they're just doing whatever. And this person is making kind of magical constant changes in their life, switching things up, switching environments, trying to work on growth, okay? And I think what's coming out is there's a lot of emotions coming out from the surface, maybe some frustration just because of that Panther card. I think there's a lot of heat and things that haven't been expressed just because of all the emotions that are being withheld. I think, Cancer, if you're the one that's been like this, okay, just throwing that out there. So again, take this however it resonates to your guys' and you and your situation. But what I'm picking up on is this person, I think the horse, is maybe feeling a little bit of frustration. And again, this could be both of you, because there's all this entanglement here. And I think just because of like the depth of the connection between the two of you, that you both are just feeling some type of just frustration, aggression, some unresolved things that are not being said here. These are the emotions that are just underneath the surface, and they're needing to be expressed in a way. There's one of you that maybe just feels like maybe taken advantage of, or there's something that came out in the light. And that's what I'm wanting to say, is I think some type of information came in out of nowhere, kind of out of the blue, because that's the hummingbird energy, is it just like pops in. And with it being an air element, it's probably some type of like key piece of information. Ooh, and you know what, Cancer? That was the other thing that I saw pop out in this freaking deck. I should have pulled those two, the camel, and I also saw the crow. And the crow is always kind of like a missing piece of information that's going to help you connect the dots. So I think that's why that was wanting to pop out earlier, and I freaking put it back in the deck. I always do that, and then I'm like, why do I do that when Spirit's like, this is the card? So that's why I think there was some type of information or something that came out, some type of key piece that either this person, it could be two things. Either they purposefully did this or they did it on accident. To be honest, I have no idea. But there's some type of information that you got, Cancer, that the universe was purposefully letting you see. If this person let it slip on accident, it was because it was divinely kind of guided and given to you, kind of like given to you on a platter from the universe, where it's like, hey, if you're needing some type of information, because I will tell you guys right now, the truth always gets exposed. Always. Always. And that's what I'm kind of getting, is there's some information that has come out, and now I think we're back to another disconnection. But again, I'm going to see. Yeah, that's why I'm saying that, because right there, look at that. It's like, boom, another disconnection in the communication, closing things out. And for some of you, it could even be a complete closing of a chapter, where you're kind of like, maybe that was exactly what you needed to end things, to cut off the communication and get closure and to move forward, honestly. Because here it is again. Let me pull out some more cards, because that was perfect. Let's see what else. Okay, what else can we get for my amazing Cancers? Oh, freaking Cancer. Dude, I feel you guys so much. This is probably just about to drive you guys up the freaking wall. But I'm going to tell you guys, like, because I'm going to pull that one out. This is why. Because, again, it's going to push you guys to a different level of your growth. It's going to evolve you. I'm telling you, like, these freaking divine soulmate, crazy freaking relationships, they are coming in as catalysts of growth. You know what I mean? So let me see what else we can get. Yeah, boom. We've got 10 of Wands. There's another closing of a chapter, and where now, Cancer, how much of a burden this has been for you. It's like all of a sudden you're just going to drop all the burdens and just surrender to, like, yeah, I can't, you're kind of like, I can't do this anymore. And look, we've got the Emperor on the bottom. That's interesting. I'm so tempted to pull from the bottom, but I'm going to keep going. Yeah, I was seeing the Page of Swords. So fascinating that it's not done. Like, there's going to be some more communication that comes in, and I don't know. I can't see for sure. I do want to say it's on their side, Cancer, that there's some type of new communication that's going to come in. And let me see what else, dude. There's that Five of Swords. Excuse me. What is it with psychics and the nose thing? I'll never understand that. Okay, we've got the King of Wands here now. So that's kind of clarifying that Panther card. There's that fire energy. I think that's an interesting combination right there, the Empress and the King of Wands. But like I was saying, what I'm getting off of that energy, just because I saw the Emperor card as well, there is a lot. I'm feeling more like this is a standoff, just because I saw the Emperor and we've got the Empress. So I think that you guys are just kind of in a little bit of a power struggle. Like, both of you are kind of like wanting the control and not really willing to let down your pride or your ego. One of you kind of has. Whoever it is that came in with this communication, whoever this is, the Hummingbird and the Page of Swords, they're kind of surrendering to the pride. And that is the way and the direction to go, Cancer. I'm telling you. That's, if you guys have looked at that vibrational scale of emotions, the whole pride, the pride and the ego, and maybe even a little bit of ego or anger, is the thing that gets you moving from shame, guilt, and fear. That's why I was saying that you're evolving. This relationship is pushing you to your next, like, level up, Cancer. So that's why it's ultimately happening, because both of you are entangling and both of you are growing. But like I was saying, there is one person that's doing a bit more growth than the other person. I'm just going to say that straight up. Because this person, I keep getting the Horse, whoever this is, they're not really moving. Okay? And for some of you, even, they could even be a little bit narcissistic just because of that Panther energy, a little bit of an energy vampire. And it's just because they haven't done the work. emotionally. They've suppressed their emotions quite a bit. And so they could be doing old patterns and habits, like maybe they're still drinking and smoking and they're not really evolving. Even though they have these gifts and abilities, like their third eye is completely turned on, but they're almost blind to their own kind of like energy vampire tendencies, their own codependent issues. They don't see it. So that's what I think is so fascinating. They're very aware of the connection with you, but they're not really like making the changes. One of you isn't. One of you is, one of you isn't. Especially the person that kind of let down their ego and their pride for this communication to happen. That is the person that's doing the growth. Because you'll even see, Cancer, like there's no shame in you reaching out if you're being tempted to do this, because you'll learn, like each time that you do it, it might be painful, and I'm not recommending that you do. Like, I don't want anyone to get caught in that dynamic because it freaking sucks. And it's very toxic, honestly. It can turn into a complete toxic addiction. But at the same time, if you look at the positive of it, this person is helping you to grow. Look at that. That was perfect. Look at that. 7 of Swords. There's some deception. That was perfect. Yeah. There's some deception that's coming out in the light. Some type of illusion. Something that was kept kind of hidden. And I do want to say it's a third party thing. I felt, what did I say previously, Cancer? That you kind of received some type of information, like out of the blue. Maybe someone contacted you, or maybe like this person, they could have done it either purposefully or on accident, where they just let something slip in a way. They could have been doing it, if it was on purpose, they could have been doing it to try to like hit below the belt and try to cause a little pain, which is kind of like that energy right there, the Panther. Kind of messed up, honestly. Like, why do that? And I think on the opposite end, Cancer, you might have said something to trigger them, to get to that point where they took it way too serious and they got too sensitive. So they might have done something on purpose to try to get back at you in some way, shape, or form. And dude, like, do you really want to be with that type of person? Like, that is ridiculous. And that's why I'm seeing there's this Page of Swords. That's a very immature energy. Immature communication right there. And so that's what I think you have to be really realistic with yourself about, Cancer. Whoever this is applying for is like, there's these lies and deceit that are coming to the surface. And the King of Wands, that is a very charismatic, center of attention, probably a very attractive human. Okay? But Cancer, this is where you are kind of pulling in this Empress energy, where you need to demonstrate a crazy amount of self-love and independence and focusing on yourself. Because I'm going to tell you guys, the reason why this is happening as well is because this person is going to mirror every single time that you're disconnected from yourself. Every single time. So if you keep falling back on old habits within yourself, Cancer, that you know you need to be changing, this person's going to come right in and cause some type of pain when you reach out to them, and they're just going to mirror exactly how you're treating yourself. So like I said, if there's this disconnection in communication and a closing, like shutting each other out, it's because you guys are both mirroring the exact same growth that needs to happen between both of you. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's within yourselves, because that's why I've seen there's that Moon card, the illumination, but here, this is why I think it's fascinating. There's that 2 of Cups. So that's where the union happens, right? Once you come into union with yourself, then you have the opportunity, not saying you guys will all take it, because judging by this, you honestly might not, but here is the opportunity for a union to come in and happen. But the growth has to happen right here. Like, between both people, both of you need to come in and do the work on yourselves, or it's never going to come in. And to be honest, it might not even be in this lifetime for some of you. For some of you it might, and I'm going to dive into that in the extended. But just with the work that needs to be done, And like I was saying, if this horse person, they're not really doing the work on all of their energy vampire crap that's in their mind, in their body, they've got some work to do. And you might as well just sit back and get comfortable and move on, live your life and enjoy your life, Cancer, because you don't want to sit around waiting for this person's process for the rest of your life, okay? So, Cancers, I hate to take in that direction, but I feel like that was necessary for at least one of you. Just if you're thinking of reaching out to a person, the connection is deep, it's real. The Two of Cups, everything. There's a psychic connection between the two of you. But there's something about this Mercury retrograde that was bringing a lot of things to the light, illuminating these connections, these soulmate bonds, to really expose the reality of the relationships and the situations, okay, Cancer? So, like I said, if you guys want to join me over in the extended, you definitely can. Just go ahead down below in the description box, click on the PayPal link, and send over $10, and make sure that you put in the comments or the description box Cancer, the title of the video, the published date, and your email address where you'd like me to send the link over for you to view it. So Cancer, if this is kind of where we leave things, I'm sending you guys so much love, wishing you all the very best, and I will see you in your next reading. Take care.